The inauguration of Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo and Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim as the Governor and Deputy Governor of Anambra State, respectively, on the 17th of March 2022, marked the fulfillment of the long hope of the people of Anambra State for a resourceful, innovative, and responsible state government with prime development instincts, a government wholly responsive to the creative, entrepreneurial, and developmental impulses of Anambra. Governor Soludo came with the 5 solution pillars, namely security, law and order, which decrees tackling insecurity head-on and restoring law and order; economic transformation and infrastructure, which deals with power, infrastructure, mainstreaming made in Anambra and Anambra Standard Agenda; human capital and social agenda, which aims at creating a digital tribe, human capital productive at home and exportable abroad; governance, rule of law and value system, which targets transforming public service, justice system, and mainstreaming Anambra's value system; environment, towards a clean, green, planned, and sustainable markets, communities, and cities. The above cardinal interests drive the Soludo administration's vision of building a livable and prosperous smart megacity, a preferred place to live, learn, invest, work, relax, and enjoy. The administration inherited worrisome security breaches in the state, which turned even worse at the inception of the new government. Criminals entrenched in various camps in the bushes, buoyed by fetish practices, unleashed terror on Anambra. They had literally taken over the 7 local government areas in Anambra South Senatorial District. Their boast to run the government out of town was, however, met with a very stiff pushback by the Soludo administration. The Anambra Vigilante Group was quickly revitalized and made to work with the federal security agencies, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Directorate of State Security in a joint task force JTF operation led by the State Commissioner of Police. The JTF has not only succeeded in freeing the 8 local government councils that were under the stranglehold of the criminals, it demystified the unknown gunmen saga and increasingly restored the confidence of Anambra in Soludo government's ability to secure their lives and properties. To promote speedy dispensation of justice, the government embarked on digitization of Anambra State justice delivery system. It established virtual hearing facilities in 20 high courts and 4 correctional centers in the state. The administration launched regenerative agriculture as a state policy that encourages healthy, nutrient-dense natural food production. As a first step towards reenacting the era of economic prosperity engendered by Chief Michael Obara's agriculture policy in the First Republic, the Soludo administration procured and distributed prime economic trees to Anambra. Governor Chukwuma Soludo led the massive tree planting campaign by personally planting some trees in his neighborhood. The trees distributed included several thousands of rare and endangered species like okwa, obono, akilu, guava, and swashop seedlings. The administration procured and distributed hundreds of thousands of coconuts and oil palm seedlings to Anambra. The administration has commenced the process of creating industrial cities to engender accelerated economic growth of the state. 53 hectares of land has been acquired at Uo Access for an export emporium. This aims at encouraging the numerous globally acclaimed Anambra entrepreneurs to attract the global community to profitably invest in their growing homeland economy. The administration has commenced work at the Oba Coordinated Wholesale Drug Center, which will serve as a regulated distribution hub for drugs in the southeast and beyond. It has also commenced work at the 200 hectares Anambra State Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Hub at Oboji, while the Oba Drug Distribution Hub, the largest open drug market in Africa, ensures sanity in drug distribution. The Oboji project, with numerous pharmaceutical companies coming in to invest, will create over 50,000 direct jobs and attract many ancillary companies with agro-based packaging and logistics interests. The government is now completing the perimeter fencing of a large expanse of land by Agulu Lake for a world-class entertainment and leisure park. The project, which aims at boosting the ample tourism opportunities in the state, will be delivered in 24 months. The unprecedented transformation in the road infrastructure across Anambra State in the past 1 year bears loud testimony to Governor Soludo's determination to make every part of the state accessible in his envisioned, livable, and prosperous smart megacity state. Strategic roads connecting the extremities of the state to the urban cities and the state capital, as well as vital internal community roads, all measuring 261 kilometers, are at various stages of construction. These roads, which are largely being constructed by reputable firms, are designed to last at least 20 years. Some of these roads are the 26.4 kilometer Amansi Ndukwenu Awa Ufuma Road, the 26 kilometers Amansi Ebenebe Ubene Obofemili Road, many roads in Okpoko, Oka Township roads, the flood control at the Ogidi Obunike section of Onishenugu Old Road, dredging of Umili John River, culvert the silting and widening of the water channel, the Abaka Basilica Road, Onitsha, the second phase of Umiata Nam Nzam with bridges and culverts. Others include the Obuneze Nnewi Hotel Road, Ifitogwari Road, also notable at the upcoming strategic Ekulobia flyover aimed at decongesting the gridlocks in that axis, Isofia roads and flood channel intervention at Isofia section of Ekulobia Nobi Road, special intervention at Chisco Park, Onitsha, intervention at Inland Doors axis of Mpo Umoji Road, and special intervention at Amansi section of the Express and Old Roads on Onitsha Enugu Road. The government is also intervening in many gully erosion control locations as exemplified in Ebenato, Nnewi South local government area. The ongoing revolution in the road infrastructure across the state readily provoked a spontaneous inquiry of a concerned citizen who, assuming the role of an independent project monitor, undertook to measure the quality and progression of work from Amansi to Ufuma and from Amansi to Obofemili. He does this at intervals as herein indicated. Greetings, Mr. Governor. I made my second site inspection on the Ufuma to Amansi Ebenebe to Obofemili roads under construction today, the 12th of March 2023. From Ufuma, Alfashton, which was at a distance of 4.7 kilometers last time I visited, has now reached Ndukwenu, covering 8.3 kilometers. Again, from Amansi end, asphalting has covered 4.9 kilometers. At the time of my visit, asphalting was seriously on in the Amansi end. Serious work is really going on at the drainage, grading, filling up, and blinding with bitumen. The work is up to 70% completed. From Obofemili end, grading to remove the unwanted topsoil and refill with pure red soil has almost reached the Obofemili T junction, covering a distance of about 6.5 kilometers. The stone base, which was 3.8 kilometers last time, has gone up to 5.6 kilometers. 2 culverts/semi-bridges are under construction and 2 others have been completed. The terrain is a very difficult one, but the construction company is indeed at it. From the Ebenebe end, they are only working on the drainage. Congratulations! This is indeed dividends of democracy, eye-marked and ear-marked. Kudos, to God be the glory. Bishop Ezokafo. The Soludo administration has achieved so much in providing cost-effective and sustainable power and water supplies. Its target of giving in the Anambra more environment-friendly power and water facilities is demonstrated in the deployment of solar-powered streetlights in the urban and rural settings. It is also successfully collaborating with Enugu Electricity Distribution Company (EEDC) to ensure regular power supply in the state. In the water sector, the administration partnered with UNICEF in rehabilitating about 100 boreholes in the 7 flood-ravaged local government areas in 2022. The Soludo administration is determined to transform the transport sector in the state. It has progressively funded the ongoing work at the Anambra International Cargo Airport and is revamping water transportation by refurbishing boats and procurement of water buses. In addition, it will construct ultra-modern mega bus terminals in Onitsha, Awka, Ekulobia, and Nnewi, and introduce air train system at Onitsha axis. The Anambra government has established the Anambra State Geographic Information System, ANAGIS, to facilitate effective land administration that guarantees issuance of certificates of occupancy within 3 weeks of its request. One of the areas Governor Soludo's administration has boldly challenged the old order is on the issue of tax. With the dwindling receipts from Federation account against the governor's development agenda for Anambra, it became obvious that things needed to be done differently to raise the revenue generation profile of the state. The government embarked on public enlightenment on the necessity for Anambra to embrace tax payment culture as an impetus for holding government accountable for the common good of the people. The administration also introduced the free medical health insurance services for commercial transport operators. The Soludo administration has ensured that Anambra State continues to soar higher in the education sector. The administration dutifully employed 5,000 teachers to bridge the gap created by many years of teachers' retirement without government employing those to fill the gap. This exercise was transparently done to ensure that merit only informed the choice of the teachers employed. The administration granted scholarship to 107 indigent students in the hard-to-reach disadvantaged parts of the state. As a result, Anambra State teachers, students, and schools won all sorts of laurels for optimal performance in this first year of Soludo's administration. The Soludo administration has ended the era of government hospitals without doctors and other relevant medical personnel by recruiting over 300 medical personnel to ensure proper running of government hospitals. These include medical officers and consultants, pharmacists, medical laboratory scientists, radiographers, and nurses. The general hospitals at Umueri, Enugu, and Ekulobia are undergoing major upgrade. The state now has 30 centers for cervical center screening and treatment. The administration partners with communities in driving vital health projects. This partnership is exemplified in the Eye Care Center at Nise. A few months in the life of the administration, the government distributed 3.8 million treated mosquito nets. It has established the following: a fully functional endoscopy unit at General Hospital Onitsha, dental units at Umueri, Enugu, and Ekulobia General Hospitals, and the medical oxygen production plant at General Hospital Onitsha. Working its talk of producing youth millionaires in Anambra State, the Soludo administration has its innovative One Youth, Two Skills scheme successfully on stream. The scheme seeks to provide vocational and entrepreneurial skills to Anambra youths as an improved version of the popular Nwa Boy phenomenon in Igbo business circle. The program aims to produce 130,000 private sector jobs and 1,000 youth millionaires per annum. Pursuant to Governor Soludo's target of fostering and promoting digital and other innovative skills that will enable global marketability amongst Anambra, his administration recently launched the Solution Innovation District SID with a memorandum of understanding to train 20,000 Anambra youths in digital skills signed with Microsoft and Wood Lab Foundation. On governance, rule of law and value system, this administration broke the jinx that stalled work in the government house started 31 years ago. Renewed construction of the massive and impressive government house complex with numerous structures, 2.22 linear kilometer perimeter fence, water supplies, green areas, etc. is speedily going on. The project will be delivered in 18 months. The administration's interest in maintaining an efficient workforce is evident in many trainings it has availed workers in various ministries and agencies of government. The government's technology everywhere and everything technology is aggressively driven by its ICT agency, which is progressively digitizing government agencies' operating procedures and providing digital solutions such as website creation and other technical assistance. To incentivize workers of the state, Governor Soludo, without prior public agitation, announced a 10% increase of workers' salary. This was in December 2022 and it took effect from January 2023. The government has, through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, rebuilt Nnewi South and Agwata local government headquarters that were burnt down by criminals. In just 1 year, the Soludo administration has been able to reconcile groups in many communities who had been in deep conflicts over chieftaincy, Igwe, or President General matters. It has successfully superintended over the conduct of over 54 town union elections in the past 1 year. This has made room for greater peace in the state. Recognizing environment as an existential element in Anambra, Governor Soludo's first public assignment as Anambra State Governor was confronting the Uboko axis of the Onitsha urban slum neighborhoods. This was just a day after his inauguration. Since then, he has increasingly demonstrated keen interest in urban renewal. He introduced tree planting policy, instructing Anambra to make adequate provision of trees and greenery in their homes. Over 5,000 seedlings of economic trees are being prepared in partnership with the federal government for the reforestation of forest reserves at Mamu, Ebenebe, and Osamala. The administration has worked out a sustainable scheme for proper waste management, ranging from waste collection to waste to wealth schedule. Confronted with the devastating flooding that submerged over half of Anambra habitation in the early months of the administration last year, the government succeeded in managing the multi-dimensional crisis of displacement of hundreds of thousands of families, huge material losses and loss of lives, destruction of private homes, farmlands, schools, hospitals, churches, markets, roads and bridges. The government sustained the displaced families and towns at internally displaced persons camps by providing shelter, food, drugs, and essential social amenities through the crisis. It facilitated their return to their homes while rebuilding the public infrastructure like roads and markets that were damaged by the flood. An assessment of the volume and spread of tangible and intangible achievements of the Soludo administration in its first anniversary in office leaves in the Anambra and the global community with great expectation of what Anambra State will be when the governor's time in office is done.